This is one that looked interesting. It's called the Performative Epidemic. I don't know about you, chat, but there's a lot of things out there that they genuinely feel quite performative in nature. Like, there's no authenticity to it. People are just sort of doing it to look cool. They don't really give a shit about it. They're just doing it for image sake to, I don't know, make themselves look better, something like that. Anyways, this is from Chon Digital. Let's take a look at this, the Performative Epidemic.
The biggest issue on the internet right now is not that, it's not even that, it's all the dang LARPing. From people performatively listening to cool music to people taking pictures of the title screen.
That was a J-pop album. No, that was a city pop album that he had. It was an actual city pop album on vinyl. And oh, looky here, Rich Boy playing Pokemon Yellow on the Game Boy Color and wearing his fancy Rolex watch. The whole thing just looks staged.
Of their video games out in various locations.
Right, because everyone brings a Nintendo GameCube and a CRT television set with a built-in VHS player onto a fucking boat, and that's what they do with their time rather than taking the scenery or, you know, go to the restaurant or whatever.
It seems like no one online is being their true self anymore. For those of you who don't know, being performative or a LARPer is basically being a poser. It's doing things to curate an image or gain likes rather than because you actually like said things. Now, this has been going on since the days of duck faces and MySpace, but in recent years, it's become—
Gosh, who remembers Duckface? Who remembers MySpace? I remember all that. I wonder if the original Duckface girl ever got married, had a family. Wonder what happened to her. Performative hat, blue light glasses, wired headphones because can't be bothered to invest in a decent Bluetooth headset, thrifted sweater, matcha, Joan Didion novel, and feminist literature. Which, all of this you could put on an e-reader and take it with you, just read it on your phone. What a lot of people do. Not against matcha. I like a good cup of matcha. But this all just seems like too curated of an image, and it all just looks fake and gay. He probably quit Pokemon Yellow because he couldn't beat the first gym. Probably. Young people never truly understand what it's like to struggle with the original games like that. They'll never know.
So widespread that now no one is safe from being called performative. I've had this mustache off and on since 2016. I don't even listen to Claro, and I think matcha tastes like a grass fart. Don't even try targeting me with these allegations. Today, I'm going to performatively be smart and explain to you, who's performatively gonna laugh at my jokes, the performative epidemic. So let's dive in, my matcha queen. I don't really know. Let's just get into the video. That was really stupid. Let's start by laying the foundation of the most popular types of performative LARPers, so you really understand what I mean by being performative. First and foremost, we have the performative male. This is the Disney live-action reboot of the Soft Boy from 2018, if you remember.
The Soft Boy, also referred to as a candy ass, or a toe gaff, or just gay.
For that. They love matcha, they love reading, and most importantly, they're a feminist. They love girl artists.
I mean, I like matcha. I think reading is important. I'm the farthest thing in the world from a feminist, so I guess that's my only saving grace.
Like Claro and Biba Doobie, and by love, I mean—
I don't know who any of those people are. These just look like rando people in stock images. And the music is— I probably am going to find the music to be shit.
They want to bang them and know nothing past the top—
No. I don't even have a desire for that, no. Too many tattoos.
5 songs on Spotify. On the other side of the same coin, we have one of the boys' girls. As we all know,
yeah, otherwise known as Tomboys? There's a name for that. You're not inventing anything new here. They're called Tomboys. They do exist, and you're quite based if you're a tomboy enjoyer.
Hanging out with girls is just too much drama. That's why these rad chicks choose to kick it with the dudes instead. They don't like girly things like wine and makeup. Pass them a brewski and a video game controller. They're one of the boys, dude. Speaking of video games, let's talk about—
I think he just kind of described e-girls and e-whores.
The performative gamer. These guys love video games. More specifically, video game title screens. You will never catch them mid-game. No. Performative gamers love taking pictures of their Steam Deck or Switch out in public somewhere beautiful, but always on the title screen. The game is never played. It's simply purchased and then photographed. Our next genre of LARPer is the rap.
That seems like such a colossal waste of money. Especially given the prices of video games these days. I mean, Grand Theft Auto 6 is apparently going to cost $100, and there's enough idiots out there that are going to do this sort of performative bullshit where they will spend $100 on GTA 6 just to photograph the title screen to make it look like they're playing it. Clown Thriller, welcome in. I salute you, fellow tomboy enjoyer. Yes, we are base tomboy enjoyers around these parts.
Rap poets. Have you ever heard of a little someone called Kendrick Lamar? These pretentious rap fans would never be caught dead listening to some mainstream pop trash like Drake or Chance the Rapper. No, they listen to real underground rap like Kanye or Frank Ocean. Ignore these numbers. These are underground. You guys are sleeping on MF Doom. Have you heard of an MF Doom? These
I don't know. I know who Kanye is, but... I've heard of Kendrick Lamar. I honestly don't listen to a lot of music that goes past, say, somewhere in the late 1980s. Because my theory is music just sort of went completely and totally downhill when all of the artists, all the recording artists and all the writers and everyone else started going to rehab. I think music was better when everybody was just stoned and baked out of their minds. I really believe that is just God's honest truth, that music was better when everyone who was making music was just high as fuck. And then everybody decided to, you know, have some sort of health conscience kick, and everyone went to rehab, and then they came out and they realized, oh shit, I can't write music anymore. And the music I am writing sucks.
Understood artists don't just listen to rap music. They don't just analyze rap lyrics.
Rap music is a prime example of something that from the 90s onward just seemed like such a psyop. Just seems like such a psyop. I think it's quite telling that when all the USAID funding was cut off, oh, look at that. All of a sudden, Top of the Pops, on Billboard and everything else, no more rap music. Funny how that works. Clown Thrower, thank you for the watch streak. 15. Now the drugs are legal and everyone quit doing them, yeah. You're young people, Gen Z, which I think some of them are just old enough to drink now. It's like, yeah, we're not doing alcohol anymore. We're not going to consume alcohol. Which, I mean, look, technically, people like Asmongold are right. It is a poison. But there's a certain wisdom to the poison. I think, who was it? Benjamin Franklin, who once said that beer is a sign that God loves us and wants us happy. Truer words never spoken about booze. Or even Homer Simpson, who, when he proposed the toast, when Prohibition ended in Springfield, to alcohol, the cause of, and solution to, all of life's problems. But now the younger generations, they can't be bothered. Mainly because they don't have any fucking money, because so many of them don't have any fucking jobs. Because the job market is so fucking cooked. I should know, because I had to subject myself to that sort of humiliation ritual for part of the day. Hence why I'm so mind-numbingly depressed now.
Make it their whole personality and they don't shut up about it. Every post is a chance to show off a vinyl that you can literally buy at Urban Outfitters. Every discussion.
Yeah, don't make that your whole personality. And also, don't waste your money in places like Urban Outfitters.
Is a chance to bring up how people are sleeping on Cardi. No one is sleeping on Cardi. He has like millions of fucking streams every single day. Do these people like music? No, they just listen to one genre, and I don't even know if they like rap because they only listen to like 5 albums and just rub loads to them. They just rub loads to these albums all the fucking time. Okay, that was a little aggressive. Let's talk about the performative.
Aggressive, but it's probably accurate. It's probably accurate. Which there's much better music out there to masturbate to. Like Hall & Oates.
elitist social commentary dork. These people make videos about various trending topics while acting like they're always above the simpleton subjects of their videos. They try to look smart or like a critical thinker by ending their videos with a positive twist or a nuanced one-liner about the topic they've spent the last 15 minutes cherry picking to make a point. Hold on a second. But why?
I would say I feel called out in part by all of that, but I don't do that sort of content, even with the React content. I also think one of the main reasons they're avoiding alcohol is because the problem with drinking and hookup culture. Yes, that could very well be it. They don't want to expose themselves to any sort of... They don't want to risk destroying their lives over one night where they got a bit too drunk and got a bit too handsy with someone. We peaked after quote-unquote winning the Cold War. Yeah, we won the Cold War, we lost the so-called end of history.
Have we seen such a rise in people being performative? First of all, I think we need to analyze what these LARPers are trying to do. Come on, buddy, what do you really want? Folks, we are living through what
They want attention. They want attention, they probably want money. I think that's probably the extent of it. It's just, for some of them, it's an actual cry for help because they live rather lonely lives.
Scientists are calling a loneliness epidemic.
Yeah,
people
there we go.
Don't have friends. I do. My friends just don't like hanging out with me. There's a difference. Regardless
I think that means you don't have any friends, mate. Probably should work on that.
of whatever I was just complaining about, it's important to remember that the world is beautiful. It is worth going out and seeing. However, that could be tricky if you only know English. I mean, even SpongeBob is bilingual.
Oh, this is a sponsor time. But yes, you do need to go outside and touch grass on occasion.
Feel possible with today's partner, Rosetta Stone. If you're somehow not familiar, Rosetta Stone is a language learning platform designed to help you actually use a new language in real life, not just memorize a bunch of random words that you'll forget in like 2 weeks. One of the biggest hurdles when learning a new language is getting stuck in the translation game, where you see this and you think, oh, that's a chair, which translates to sedia, instead of simply thinking, Mamma mia, una sedia. That's why little diaper babies are so good at learning new languages. They're not translating chair in their head. They're simply learning how to say chair. Rather than memorizing translations,
no, it's basically teaching you a brand new language like you're a baby. That's the secret sauce with Rosetta Stone.
Taught through context, visuals, and repetition, much like a multilingual diaper baby. You're taught to think in your new language, which is a more natural and intuitive way to get it to stick. You also get to use true accent speech recognition technology. This gives you instant feedback on your pronunciation. You're practicing alongside real native speakers, training your ears and your voice at the same time. Trust me, you don't want to be the guy who's like, hola, me gusta, like, la playa. At the end of the day, learning a new language is like, well, learning a new language. It's a fun
Gringo,
challenge
whatever
that
you
stretches
say.
your mind and lets you flex a new skill. I urge you to just give it a shot. You lovely folks get an exclusive discount with Rosetta Stone by clicking the link in my description or scanning the QR code on screen. You'll get 12-month access to any of the 25 languages that Rosetta Stone offers. It really helps out the channel and yourself, so thank you to Rosetta Stone for partnering on this video. Among the other reasons which we will be getting into, the main reason why people are being so performative today is
boys.
they're just trying to make friends. Every time someone posted a picture of the Pokemon Fire Red title screen, but they were at like Arby's, they were just hoping someone would slide up in their DMs and be like, hey, I love this game. What's your favorite part of this game? You want to share your childhood trauma with me? Maybe they're not always trying to make friends, but they're trying to advertise themselves as deserving of friends, aka curating an aesthetic, aka trying to be cool. I don't know where you add the extra A's when you do more than one, aka. Get ready for some dark social commentary, some real 1984 eye-opening shit. We don't see people as people anymore. We see them as characters, as aesthetics. If you want to make it on social media...
Yeah, nobles, you're characters in an RPG. You are an aesthetic, which I guess is a polite way of saying he's calling you NPCs. Not me, though. I know you're real people. We're all real people. At least, God, I hope so. It'd be terrifying if we weren't. I mean, talk about an existential crisis, am I right?
and get those sweet internet points for being cool, you gotta fit into a predetermined niche. You want points for being a cool emo? Well, you better look the part. You want people to think you have really good music taste? Dude, you better bust out the Title Fight vinyl. You really want a G-friend, but you have nothing to offer? You better freaking throw on the biggest Claro hoodie you could ever find, because girls really like guys who are in touch with their sensitive side. And that's...
No, they don't. No, they don't. They say that, but they're lying, because most women have no idea what the fuck they want. Don't listen to those. Don't listen to those women who say, "Oh, I like a man who's in touch with his feminine side." No, she just wants to cuck you. She probably just wants to. She probably just wants to turn you trans. So either give her the exact opposite of what she wants, or, you know what, even better, just run. Run away. Avoid someone like that like the plague. Let them die in their own misery. We're the Borg, you'll be assimilated. Yeah, this performative lot certainly do seem like the Borg, don't they?
You don't mind getting a girly drink like a matcha. You like girl music because girls are just as good as boys, if not better. Don't look at my allegations. We also need to remember that LARPing is rewarded on social media. There's a real reason why it's all over your feed. Like videos of chubby monkeys awaiting their food, these types of posts will always do well. You might be sitting there scratching your head asking yourself, why do these posts always do so well? You dingus, it's because they're aesthetically pleasing. That's how you get likes on social media. Posing your sexy book cover on a picnic blanket or covering your DS that you never play with a bunch of cute stickers makes for pretty pictures. Sure, you might...
Never underestimate the value of aesthetics, Chart. And I think that is one of the things where people on the right can really and truly win, is the battle over aesthetics. I think those of us who want to return to traditionalism, those of us who actually want our fucking countries and our civilization back, all this nostalgia posting, all of these images of brighter, better future from what looks like days gone by, it's good aesthetics. It works, it's effective, resonates with people. It is the sizzle to a steak. And if you truly want to push an agenda and to push for some type of revolution, you've got to make it look good. You've got to make it look sexy. A lot of people forget that, to their detriment.
Might not understand why a post like this will never not get 1.5 million likes, but it's because you're overthinking it. This isn't unique, you're just getting matcha and dressing up. Yeah, exactly. It's
not even dressing up.
Oh god, I mean, matcha and dressing up. Yeah, exactly. It's aesthetic.
Oh, it's just some fancy bit loafers. That's not even dressing up. This is like business casual wear. And this hat looks like something that I mean, it honestly looks like something that someone in the Revolutionary Army in China would wear. This is, in another time and place, it would have been classified as like a workman or a laborer. It's kind of what it looks like.
Oh god. I don't know what that was. I was trying to say it's an aesthetic picture. It's a good-looking dude dressed nice. Humans like things that look nice.
I mean, yeah, he looks all right.
Are you a dog on the internet? Is that why you're so confused?
Yeah, we're all dogs on the internet.
This is a picture of a bone. Why is it so popular? Things feel performative today because people are trying to post their interests without coming off as too weird. You want to feel cool and niche, but not so cool and niche that you confuse and scare people away.
I think about the only way you can do that these days is if you start getting into, like, you know, weird kinky fetish shit, then a fairly broad audience might take issue with that. There's a crowd for that. There's some people out there that are into that sort of thing, but, you know, most people admire, it's like, oh yeah, your passion for skateboarding or for painting Warhammer figurines or, you know, whatever particular subgenre of anime. Yeah, most people kind of vibe with that. Most people are just like, you're weird. That's awesome. The American right already won the aesthetic war. Guns, trucks, and American flags. Why stop there, though? That just seems so limiting. What about European aesthetics? What about certain aesthetics of the Orient? There's so much more out there. Guns, trucks, and American flags. That's That's so limiting. Harold, welcome in. And Derek B52, hello to you.
You still want a little bit of approval, don't you? What's making this worse is in order to do that, to get that approval, you have to post the most basic example of your interest. If I showed you this, you wouldn't know what the hell was happening. If I showed you this, you would know that I knew elite ball knowledge, peak mentioned, the freaking Big Chungus T-pose. This is the continuation of that kind of person. You realize that, right? This is just proving dead internet theory. If I posted a picture like this, you would think I know enough about reading to know that this guy is so cool. If I post
Why don't you actually quote Ulysses? That's even cooler. You mean you want to show off how much you know about something? Prove it. You don't even have to have read the fucking book. You can just go and do a quick Google search for quotes from Ulysses. Jensen, welcome in. No idea what you're saying. Please use English. I don't speak foreigner. And thank you for the follow. I don't know why notifications are broken, but apparently they are. Yeah, looks like alert's completely broken. Sorry, chat.
to this, on the other hand, you'd think I still struggle to pronounce the word library.
Joining you from the flea. Ah, welcome in, Trench.
Library. Social media rewards easy to understand nice looking pictures, but the difference is now that we've noticed a pattern, we'll never be able to unsee it. I don't know if there is a way to post a still image of your interest without being seen as performative anymore. You and I have been on social media long enough to know what goes into every single post, to like an embarrassing degree. Nothing is truly genuine because not only did you have to take out your phone, snap a picture, go to the app, add a caption, and upload it, but you knew from the moment you saw something remotely interesting, before you even grabbed your phone, you thought, this would look dope on my Instagram. We've all posted to social media before.
I think one of the things he's pointing out, quite rightly so, is candid photography has kind of become a lost art these days. When is the last time you recognized a genuinely candid photograph out there? Could be something that you took, could be something that someone else took, just any form of candid photography where it was just snapped in the moment, completely impromptu. Whatever subject matter's been captured, also completely improv. Out of ad jail now. Very good. Library from Latin librarium, a piece of furniture like a cabinet used for storing book. I have no idea what you're on about, Harold.
Understand that it takes some level of staging, no matter what. I mean, I've done this before. I can
everything
be called
just
a
seems so
performative gamer
staged
because
now.
I remember playing Phoenix Wright or whatever. I'm obviously so performative. I don't even know the name. Ace Attorney, whatever, some DS game. I remember sitting there and waiting for like a recognizable frame so I could take a picture to post it on my story. But why did I do that? I did it to show people what I've been playing, to you know, talk to whoever was
a pink DS, bro. Really? It's kind of gay.
Interested enough to swipe up on my story and talk to me about it. That's the truth. I don't think it's necessarily a bad thing to look performative. There is no way of avoiding it because people refuse to believe that you can take a picture of a book or a game, then put your phone down and read said book or play said game. This has gotten so bad that
because it kind of seems like a lot of people are just not doing that.
Literally anything is performative. This is a man riding a bike who took a picture of his stupid shit in his bike and we're calling it performative. How is a bike ride performative? Like
Well, I mean, your first clue is he just kind of tossed everything in the bin there. This looks like one of those rental bikes. I mean, that is an expensive laptop, a MacBook. He's also got an iPhone and what looks like an iPad and Apple AirPods. So, Apple Fanboy taking the photograph. Those headphones, they look like they're noise cancelling. Looks like they're fairly expensive too. That's a lot of expensive shit to just toss into the bin of a rental bike. Something like that belongs in a bag of some kind. Messenger bag, an attaché case, you know, or even one of those specialty sleeves that's primarily designed to protect laptops but has, you know, space to put your phone, maybe put an e-reader or a tablet, you know, all those extra pockets. Even something like that would probably be a bit more authentic. Because most of us, if we have that sort of expensive equipment, because could easily be about, what, 2-3 grand worth of Apple products, plus the headphones probably tack on another $500. That's a lot of expensive shit to just toss into a dirty plastic bin like that on a rental bike. Most normal people would put that into a sleeve, or would put those into protective cases and put them into a briefcase, messenger bag, attaché case. MacBook is a waste of money. Same goes for all Apple products. Millennial garbage and cultism. I used a MacBook for a while, and I don't know, the limitations became to be a bit too much, and I switched over to a regular laptop. I don't even own a tablet anymore because I just use my phone for all that. And definitely switched away from an iPhone because just, I don't know, Apple lost their edge after a while. Most of that should have been wasted money on to begin with, but if that's what someone wants to spend the money on, it's legal and they're right. Oh, yeah, sure. I mean, they want to blow that much money on Apple products. They can, I mean, they're welcome to it. My point is, this looks staged because they look like they're wanting to show off the fact that they've got enough money that they can afford posh Apple products. And yet, here they are, apparently so much of a brokey they can't afford reliable transport, and they're riding a rental bicycle or e-bike or something like that. Though these days, I think that's one of the things that a lot of wealthier urban monoculture types try to show off as, you know, being oh so environmentally conscious, that they ride these rickety little pieces of shit from their flat to the office, if they still work in an office and don't work remotely somewhere. Most normal people would put this stuff in a case, is my main point. If I could avoid a mobile phone and go back to dial landline one, I would, but the Danish government has so many things being required to be by phone, including MIT-ID. Yeah, landlines have kind of become an endangered species around the world because, I mean, smartphones can just do so much these days. And not only that, if you've got fairly good call blocking, you don't have to worry about scam calls and telemarketers. The do not call list tends to work for the most part here in the US. That said, it seems like most of the scam calls, especially from the Indian scammer call centers, seem to target landlines. And who still has the landlines outside of business purposes? The elderly. Boomers and older people. Most everybody else moved to a mobile phone or some type of smartphone to get away from all that. I do like the flip phone Commodore was planning on releasing called the Callback 8020. Saw something about that. I didn't think it was real at the time.
He's riding a bike. He didn't fake it for the picture. He had to go ride his stupid bike and put all his thousands of dollars of Apple products in there. It's not performing. He's actually doing it. I'm defending it like it's my post.
Yeah,
it's not my post. I don't even have
put it in
the
the case.
Stupid... Did he have the Apple headphones and AirPods in the same image? I gotta look at this really quick. Okay,
yes,
I'm looking at the image now, and I take it back. This guy is very performative.
Yes.
This is so fucking stupid. Because
the tell is the lack of a case, the lack of any sort of protective casing.
what are you doing with all that shit? We're gonna analyze this photo for a quick second. First of all, why the two sets of headphones? Are you gonna listen to two things simultaneously? You could do that on your laptop that you clearly have. And what are we doing with the laptop, iPhone, and iPad? One of those can do all the things that the other can. You're probably best off just taking the laptop and maybe your phone. You don't need an iPad. No one needs an iPad. And the final thing is, what did you take this photo with? Do you have two iPhones? Do you really have two iPhones?
Hey, I didn't even think about that. That's a good question. What the fuck did he take this with? I only got a phone because I was required of it by choice, not to need one and not being required to use things that involve a thing I would go without my smartphone. A lot of people would. And I think there's even some people that are switching back to dumb phones. Could have put it in a backpack or a bag or satchel of sorts before putting it on the bike. Yeah, they could have. Got to run, have a good stream. All right, Trench Idol. Thank you for stopping by.
An iPad and a MacBook. What do you do on all these devices? Wow, that was insane. The next line is me talking about how I was going to bring up an image of someone being performative and be like, at the same time, we know that no one actually does this. This is truly performative, but I feel like we covered that line. I feel like we dove really deep and proved that that is true. I don't need to bring that line up. Issues only arise when we're doing...
Of course, then no one would see all those overpriced electronics and brand products. Yes, exactly.
Things solely for clout. Like, yeah, when I posted this picture, I was being a performative Peter Griffin. I don't work at a toy factory, I don't have any kids, and I don't even need glasses. I was just trying to look hot like Peter Griffin. It doesn't feel good to get caught in a lie. At the end of the day, dude, people just like gatekeeping and making fun of each other. We've been calling each other posers since the beginning of time, since people were grabbing skateboards like this. Posting anything is a performance, plain and simple. Even if you're Tony Hawk, posting a skate clip is by definition an act of performance. But are you really gonna call the Birdman a performative skater? You're really gonna do that? You make me sick. Just because you don't
I mean, bro knows how to put on a show for people, but he's the real deal. I mean, nobody's really going to look at Tony Hawk and say, oh yeah, he's just performative. Those people that are saying performative, are they themselves being performative? They are doing that for internet clout, to try and rage bait people. That's their angle. But also, I think a lot of Tony Hawk's skating days are sort of behind him. Bro's in his 50s now or something like that. I just realized he started doing some commercials for, like, CoQ10 supplements or whatever. I'm just like, damn. Now I feel old. I remember when he was young. I remember when I was young. Fucking hell.
Doing something like reading, it doesn't mean that when someone else is doing it, they're just doing it to look cool. There's a performative epidemic going on because people are addicted to social media. They can't fathom someone leaving the house to like play a game out in the park because the outside is scary. It doesn't have my RGB gaming tower. No.
I mean, there's some parts of the world that are pretty fucking scary. I mean, there's a lot of major cities where I would not go to a public park, especially in certain parts of town, because the only people that are hanging out there are homeless people and drug addicts and sex criminals. And quite often there's very little distinction or difference between the three. I'm better than skateboarding, hipster virtue signaling, elitism and conformism, yes.
Everything is a performative LARPing conspiracy. Look, I'm not gonna pretend like that's not true the majority of the time. Like, there are lots of folks out there with no personalities who just exist to follow trends and look cool to get hoes or bros and then move on to the next trend when it comes along, and it usually works out for them. But forget those people. You go on posting screenshots of you listening.
Somehow it works out for them, and it keeps working out for them. Because, you know, I guess they just kind of move on to the next grift or the next scam, lay low for a little while, come back up and start the whole thing over again.
Bjork on Spotify like a true music aficionado because
who the fuck still listens to Bjork? Seriously, when's the last time she even had a hit album released? Did she ever have a hit album? I don't think she did.
Because when you do it...
Did she even have a hit song? I doubt she did. Maybe with some of the Yodo Bros, but I don't think she ever really had a hit.
Actually is authentic.
Not that it matters.
Don't be a performative Chondler though. Actually Chondle that subscribe button for weekly videos, and then...
What the fuck is Chondle? What the fuck does that even mean? Is this more Gen Z, Gen Alpha bullshit lingo that we're gonna have to learn to memorize? Like 6-7 and Skibbity Toilet and Ohio Riz and all that other bullshit? It's like, don't you fuckers have enough lingo as it is?
Watch those videos. If you want to be like super niche, you can also check out my social media, my merch, or my music, all in the description. I will see you guys next week. Thank you for watching this video. Oh, jeez, I'm so tired after listening to so many Claro and Biba Doobie vinyls. I need to just kick back and drink my favorite drink, matcha Thai latte. What? I ruined that line. Goodbye.
That's alright. Aw, look at that cute puppy. Alright, we'll give that a like. That was sufficiently entertaining.